Now, as Sami was saying, that technology has actually playing a very important role. Since morning, we've been discussing the role of technology, and in the morning, as Mr. Nagesh was focusing on the e-commerce and the omni-channel strategy adopted by retailers and service providers. So I just wanted word from you all that how have you actually, how has technology enabled you to unlock the opportunity in your own businesses? Starting from, yeah, Samir, you can start then.
Well, thankfully, you can do everything on e-commerce except cut a hair. Yeah, except, and thankfully we are protected, and by the grace of God, my job is secure. Answering the question on a more serious note, I think technology is there. All of you will be surprised that we have 25,000 customers who come to Jean-Claude Begin every month. And sitting here, I know which color, which brand, which particular shade you have used 2 years ago, and I can trace your history. So that's as far as hair is concerned. From your facials, everybody sells facials, facials, facials. But you need to promote the right kind of facial based on your skin condition. So we capture the skin condition of the customer, how, when he or she entered the salon, and how has she been progressing over the past many treatments that she has been taking. So it's actually, I was telling somebody outside that I believe in a business model which is where less is more. I personally think that even if you do less, it's not the question that you want to have 500 salons. Of course, that's my personal belief and my philosophy. But I think there's so much available information which is there for actually benefiting a customer that you need to be doing the right things using information technology very, very aptly. My colleague here was telling all of us that, sitting today, he knows which customer is taking which kind of service, what frequency, and that's a wonderful initiative by him. And that's the kind of stuff we also do. And we are in a basic hygiene service, It's not that we are in a medical service or we are in a fine dining or you are in any other lifestyle business. I think we are in a hygiene service. If I can get my customer back in 20 days for a haircut or my female customer back once in 60 days for a hair color, I think we need to use information technology. And well, I don't think that the journey is ever ending as far as we are concerned. But I think we have embraced technology and we need to do that. Also the fact that, if you need to have a philosophy of being customer obsessed and customer focused, how will you do it? I service close to such large customers. We need to be mapping them till the last point. Yeah, thanks.
So, our products are very amenable to e-com. And that is why we are there. Nearly 12 to 13% of our turnover comes from e-commerce. We have our own website. Plus, we are also there on the marketplaces like Amazon, Flipkart, Snapdeals of the world. I believe the opportunity is huge there. It's not cannibalization which happens on the e-com, which everyone says, okay, because of e-com, the retail stores will die one day. It doesn't. Sure, you are in a very comfortable position. You can't get a haircut, but certainly you can get an appointment on the websites for a haircut. But there is no cannibalization per se. It's only helping us penetrate the market in a much larger way, maybe at some lower costs. So in our category, which is beauty retailing, and we retail products of Dabur and Lakme and L'Oreal, which actually the advertising has taken them to the length and breadth of this country, but the availability is not there. So that is where e-com comes very, very handy, and people are able to buy from us. So it's a very good thing which is happening, and I believe because of the e-com, we might be able to get more locations into such towns and cities and open up stores there. Because there is a certain touch and feel also. Our customers are predominantly ladies who would like to feel a shade or see a shade before actually buying it. So, I'm very sure once the e-com has penetrated a certain market, we know what is the kind of consumption patterns there. We'll open a store there and be able to give that kind of feeling to a customer also. So it's a great help to us.
Sure, thanks. And to you, Mr. Singh, how technologies help unlock the growth?
Well, technology is something, as Mr. Sameer said, it's helping in analyzing and sitting here where we know that, what customer is using what. And even if he comes back after 2 years or 3 years time, technology is helping to find out what we have used on them. But apart from them, I believe nowadays technology is playing a big role in reaching out to consumer, reaching out to franchisee even. And today as Strands, we are working in as small town as Korba in Chhattisgarh. It's a very small town. And it is only because of technology, we can analyze what kind of requirement is customer demands is in central India, what customer is demanding in the eastern part of India, and what customer is demanding in the western part of India. So it helps us improve our, all the strategy, all the product guidelines. I think two things which technology helps every business in big way. The two right words are analysis and improvement. So it takes business to the next level. So which technology is doing in a big way. And rightly said by my colleague that haircut cannot be done by technology. But at the same time, we have opened one more avenue that where all the services coupon can be bought online. So since last 3 months, Strands has opened an online portal where customer can buy online and book an appointment and go to salon. And better deals they can get online. So it saves on the time when the customer reaches to salon and select the service, what service they want and what category they want to choose. So everything can be selected sitting at home on a online thing, and they can buy the voucher and fix an appointment and reach to salon. This is something again, apart from analyzing and improvement, this technology is helping saving a lot of time and making it a better peaceful service. And definitely it is doing it in every field. And it is doing magic in this industry. Thank you.
Thanks. Your views on the same?
So, as my friend has just now said, technology is helping us in assessment and improvement. I'd like to add a few more points. I mean, assessment, improvement, most of the people do recognize. I think it's assisting us in better management also. At our centers, we have a 24/7 concept. So we've got technology available to open a center 24 hours a day. In India, we do have some issues, but we still have 2 centers which are operational 24 hours. So you want to work out at night at 2 o'clock, you're coming out of your shift at a call center, most welcome. We are available, we are open. Apart from that, if you take one membership at any center, it's valid globally. So if probably you are going to go somewhere in US and you enter into a center, the center manager would simply call you out and say, "Hi, Miss Beny, how are you?" So it'll be pretty surprising and pretty pleasing for the person coming in to be able to get recognized, to be able to get personalized service, and to be able to be feeling important, which is an integral part of service industry, and we are using technology to full effect in this area.
Okay, great. So another takeaway which I would say from his words are that I was asking him in the previous, just in this chat, that what are the advantages of taking the franchise of international brands. So I would say that a traveler who's traveling, he was just mentioning to the US. So an international franchise, if you have an international franchise, if a traveler is traveling to the US, you can avail the services anywhere. So it's a global service which...
Once you have a global system in place, once you have a network in place, it's pretty convenient. So you don't miss out. And as I said, fitness is a necessity. So you get that option available anywhere you are.
Absolutely. So it's an add-on to a franchise. So over to you, Arpit, about technology.
I think I call this wired wellness because you can reach out to the customer. You have things like Fitbit where you can count your steps. It's all part of the whole wellness program. You have things like Instagram where people are posting pictures of how you can have your hairstyle. There are a couple of huge fan following of people who are stylists and who have a million followers. I think the technology is playing a very vital role to be accurate of what you want. Earlier, if you had probably some advertising, if you were doing, everybody was looking at it, probably a person who's driving an auto to a person who's driving a Rolls Royce. But now you can actually be accurate and reach out to the right customer of the right age group, of the right gender, of the right location, where you want to be and how you want to be. Thank you.
Thanks. Over to you, Sameer. And just wanted to know that do you have any, as you're operating centers internationally too and across India, you were saying that the centers count is 1,000 plus. So what kind of software are you, using for auditing or, having a check over your franchisees?
So I'll give you some background to this whole technology. See, we are in the business of science. We're in the business of converting anxiety into assurance. When people do a health checkup or a test, they're in an anxious mode. And we are a scientific company at the end of the day. If you see Metropolis, the way their genesis has been, the kind of importance that they lay on technology, on accuracy. There are a lot of companies for whom pathology is all about collecting samples. For us, it's not only collecting samples. For us, we are in the business of giving an accurate report, because that's an important precursor for the right kind of diagnosis and prognosis. So we are a scientific company, and technology is part and parcel of our DNA. There are two aspects of our business: customer excellence and operational excellence. For customer excellence, when the sample is collected or the sample is registered, when we are working a pan-India company, even globally, we have the best kind of IT technology to connect all our labs and centers. I can't share the name of that technology, but it's groundbreaking. When we are connecting 125 labs and thousands of centers into a hub and spoke model, that needs a lot of IT infrastructure in place. So sometimes our business can be defined, it's a retail kind of a business, but with the complexity of a logistics business. Because you give your sample at 8 o'clock in the morning, and by 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock you have a report in your inbox. The sample is picked up, it's registered, it's taken to a laboratory, it's tested, the pathologist will validate the report, it will be authorized, and then the IT team will ensure that it goes into your inbox. So there are some 100 steps, right from the time the sample is collected to the time the report comes to you. This whole moment of truth, from collection till report delivery, needs a lot of technology in the backdrop. Our laboratories, for instance, we have cutting-edge technology to give you an accurate report. So we invest a lot inside the lab as well as outside the lab, because we need field strength also when the sample is picked up, the logistics. So we have the right kind of technology in different places, in the front end, in the logistics, inside the lab, and to give you an accurate report. So there is a lot of focus, especially in Metropolis, to be a technology kind of a company, and we are a scientific company, as I said, at the end of the day.